What's up, guys? So this is M back again with another video. Today I got part 5 of this VLAD TV series with Dr. Stephen Greer. I wanted to watch it with you guys. Hopefully you guys are having a great day. If you're new to the channel, subscribe, leave a like or comment down below. Let me know what you guys think about this video and how you feel. And if there's any other videos or any things that you would like me to react to, feel free to leave a comment down below.
You know, Dr. Greer, you have covered so much.
Oh,
and
did I?
oh my God, you covered so much.
All right, we can unpack it.
We're gonna get, because I am truly fascinated by your work. And we're gonna get to much of this in as much detail as possible, but I also want to do it in a way that the not so smart guys like myself understand what you're saying.
Oh, you're plenty smart.
I want to go backwards with a couple of things before we move forward.
Sure.
President Clinton, he actually did an interview, and he was and I'm not sure if it was done with Larry King, but he was asked directly, "Do UFOs exist?" He said no, and he said it very definitively. Is his response, in your opinion, based on the fact that his life was in jeopardy?
He was ordered not to speak about it. Yes, absolutely. Now, I'm here, actually, Saturday, I'm going to see a guy who's a very famous Hollywood figure who I can't name, who has written up an affidavit about him being with Bill Clinton after Clinton left office with another big singer celebrity in a limo. And this celebrity asked Bill Clinton about this. He says, "Oh, yeah, they exist." And he said, you know, go read the Day After Roswell, the book that Colonel Corso wrote about retrieving these extraterrestrial objects from in 1945 in Roswell. But he also said that George H.W. Bush had waved him off and told him, "This is none of your business, butt out if you know it's good for you." And by the way, Jimmy Carter had the same thing happen. President Carter was way before my time. But I was actually with him at Obama's inauguration. But he had a sighting, and he ran on a platform saying he was going to disclose these UFO secrets in 1976. At that time, George H.W. Bush came to him also and said, "You're not going to find out anything about this, and you're not going to be told anything about it." So there are certain people who've been involved on a very high committee. It's international, dealing with this. George H.W. Bush was one of those figures. Before him, people like Paul Mellon, Admiral.
So to me, it sounds like, just going off of what Dr. Greer is saying, is basically George W. Bush. He's not talking about the little Bush. He's talking about his father, the one that was president before Bill Clinton. And basically, he's going and confiding into these other presidents and basically telling them, say, hey, look, you know, you're not going to know about this information. We're not going to let you know about this information because George W. Bush had ties with Department of Defense, you know, also a lot of these black budget programs. He also intelligence, you know, agency. He was part of a lot of different things. Not to mention that secret society of Skull and Bones. Like, I don't know if you guys heard of that as well. Not to go into some conspiracy theories or nothing like that, but what it sounds to me is like he didn't want people digging up stuff and finding information because it could end up jeopardizing him or the people that he worked for. You know, I could be wrong. You know, I'm just estimating here or guessing. So, yeah.
Earl Bobby Ray Inman, in 90 now. Former Vice President Dick Cheney, very involved. But the people that are in that system that come up to a certain level of politics, they're not going to share that information with other people. And if someone gets into the presidency or a key position in the Senate who doesn't know, they're not going to know. So let me give you the criteria about whether you're in the need to know or not. It's whether you came up through the system and you're willing to cooperate with the agenda of the secrecy. if it sounds like if they'll do a psychological profile, I call it a soul biopsy. You know, I'm a doctor, so but where they actually look at your values, and if they think that you will not go along with that agenda, they won't tell you anything. I don't care if you're the chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff. So now, if you're someone who would go along with that agenda, they'll read you into some of it or brief you on some of it. The military term for being briefed or and included in a classified project is read in. But so it isn't based on your rank. This is one of the things I had to learn very early and that was Clinton's problem. They didn't trust that if he was read in, that he wouldn't go along with the agenda. So they basically waved him off, threatened him, and gave him, opportunities after he left the presidency. So he became friends with George H.W. Bush and made a lot of money in speaking fees in the oil emirates in the Mideast. And, look, that's how the game is played. The head of Army and this guy, General Stubblebine, in 92, after we had this encounter on the beach, he personally offered me $2 billion if I would be quiet and work with his operation on this. And that was a serious offer. That was $1 billion was a lot of money. It was a lot of money.
Hold on. $1 billion in 2023.
So basically what he's saying is there's these secret players that are working behind the scenes that are actually, trying to figure out what's taking place or already have their fingers or their hands in the cookie jar and knows what's taking place. And they want to get these people that know or have this information about UFOs, extraterrestrials, backward engineering technology, and different things, etc. And it'd be easier for them to pay these guys off and have them part of their team than these guys going around and spreading this information and putting their lives or their jobs or putting national security at risk. I mean, that's just kind of what I'm feeding off from Dr. Greer. I don't know what you guys think. Leave a comment down below. Tell me if you guys kind of feel the same way or if you see things a little differently. If you even believe what he's saying in the first place, because I know it's kind of hard to believe that the president of the United States and all these higher up officials that could have all these top secret clearances could not have these other clearances to be read in about what's taking place in our skies and our oceans and etc.
Free is a lot of money. You were offered $2 billion.
Yep. And he went behind my back to my wife, tried to convince her for me to accept it. And I said, no, thank you. I'm not going to be an asset, and I don't care about your money. I've never cared about threats. I've never cared. It's not that I don't care about my personal security. I care about the mission of what we need to do on this planet first, and I've never cared about money. I mean, no one goes into emergency medicine for the money, by the way. You're better off owning a yogurt shop.
Basically, he's talking about when he was a ER doctor. That's what he's got his degree in. He became a ER doctor. And then he left ER to go and branch out and work on this UFO, extraterrestrial, backward engineering technology, talking to different people that work in these programs, etc. So that's what he's talking about right here.
You'd make more money. But I think that, honestly, or being a rapper or whatever. But honestly, I mean, to me, it's like, that's the kind of nonsense that goes on. There are these quid pro quo corrupt efforts. And I think this is one of the big tests also for people in Washington is now that this is going into hearings in the Congress and there are people looking into it, are they going to stay the course whether they're bribed or threatened? Because they use blackmail, they use threats, and they use bribes.
Even before you go there, you personally have disclosed more to the world than President Clinton, the U.S. government.
Oh, yeah.
And you're still alive. Why haven't you been killed?
Well,
see, that's another thing too. It's a really good question, right? So if the government knew this guy was going around spreading this information and it was going to put put national security at risk or put people's lives at risk or even make it harder for them to get, money from these different places like the Pentagon and DOD to secure the funding to, continue on working on these projects. Why would they allow this one guy to continue to put out information, or spread this information and do these interviews and write these books and et cetera, et cetera? You know, to me, that in itself could be an indication that he's not telling the truth. He could be a plant by the government that's getting paid by the government to spread misinformation, to deceive us. Or three, he doesn't really know what he's talking about. And I'm not, saying that that's what's taking place here. It just, to me, it just kind of weird that this guy here could do this for years and years and years and meet all these different people, but all of a sudden, you're finding these people that are like pilots or intelligent officers or people that work for NASA or whatever. These people are ending up dead, or their careers are jeopardized, or all these different things are happening to them, but this guy somehow is not getting harmed at all. There's something fishy, you know what I'm saying? But I could just be misreading the room, or thinking about it too hard. But I don't know, comment down below, do you think it's weird that this guy is been putting out this information for so long, but he hasn't had anything happen to him? He hasn't been harmed. Nobody's trying to, do anything to him and his family. He's not ridiculed by the government or, all these different agencies. I don't know, it just doesn't make any sense.
I want to be circumspect here, but up until 1988, there were 3 people on my team killed, and I was almost killed.
Okay, so I didn't know that he had 3 people killed and he was almost killed. So I, take that back. But still, just one occasion. Is that what he's saying? For 3, I mean, let's keep hearing. I don't want to keep saying stuff that's wrong.
I was younger, and I didn't really believe that I was in that kind of risk. And a man had come to me every year, if you want the true story of this, from 1991 to 98, and said, "Do you want executive protection, meaning lethal force? Like Secret Service?" And I said, "Oh no, I'm a doctor. I'm doing this stuff, and I'm a civilian." He says, "Well, you should have it." I said, "I don't want it." But then, when he had 3 bodies fall,
okay, so this is even weirder now. Why is this guy getting executive protection, Secret Service, or whatever? For one, he's not a president. He's not a vice president. His role has never been any type of position and power. I never, not in Congress, not the Senate, the House, whatever. Like, I don't know. To me, this seems really fishy. Sounds like he's talking out of his ass. Excuse my language. Um, I don't know how you guys feel, about Mr. Stephen Greer, if you believe what he's saying, but I don't know. I'm having a hard time wrapping around that this guy is an ER doctor. He left being an ER doctor to pursue a career in talking about extraterrestrials and technology that's being backward engineered in these secret black budget programs and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And that all of a sudden he's young and he didn't want to, he didn't really care about his life. He lost 3 people, and then he didn't want to have executive protection. But how is he even getting executive protection? Because then there's the question again, it keeps happening over and over again. If the government wanted to take you out, they would take you out. There's nothing you could do. 9 times out of 10, especially him not having any type of training in like a military or special like operation atmosphere, he wouldn't be able to defend himself in the first place. So to me, it just sounds like a load of crap, and I think that this guy's full of shit. Excuse my language. I don't want to cuss, but I could be wrong. Again, leave a comment down below if you believe that he, if you really believe that he lost 3 people and He was offered $2 billion. That doesn't seem to me like that's truthful either. Um, and that he was granted executive protection over his life. That just all this stuff just keeps on sounding more fishier and fishier and fishier to me. But who am I? Like I only point out the stuff that doesn't make any sense in my head. So if you guys think that maybe there's something that you guys know more than I know, leave a comment down below. Tell me if I'm misreading what Mr. Greer is saying, Dr. Greer is saying.
He came and I said, do it. And this guy's got major juice inside the system. I won't say who it is. They're very loyal and basically said, anyone makes a move towards you or anyone on your team, they'll be the last thing they do. So we sort of put in a check and balance. It's sort of the old term Mexican standoff. It's sort of
if the government could kill JFK, just put that put that into a thought. They could take out this guy that is just disclosing information about black budget programs and classified information about the UFOs and all this extraterrestrial crap. So if the government can go to that type of extent to take out a president, this guy wouldn't even stand a chance. It just doesn't add up. It doesn't make any sense, but
that's where that is, and that's been in place.
Does that still exist for you to this day?
Oh yeah, sure, absolutely.
So you are protected by, let's call it a ghost security team, if you will.
Yeah, I mean and they're very dedicated. They're on the side of wanting this get resolved, and and then there's tactical security that we have periodically. So I don't worry about that. I mean, look, my dad was hand-to-hand combat in the Pacific in World War II on an amphibian, and the amount of carnage and blood shed he saw. I've taken care of patients killed over a 50-cent beer, where people have taken a knife and stuck it into their gut over a beer. I tell people what we're trying to do here, where we're trying to really turn the whole world over on a path away from an extinction level event, not only environmentally, but geopolitically and otherwise, onto a path of sustainable and peaceful existence.
Well, guys, this is your boy M. I appreciate you guys watching this video. I don't know how I feel about Dr. Stephen Greer. The more I listen to him, the more I feel like this guy is just full of crap. But if you would, just leave a like or a comment down below. Let me know your thoughts on this video. Subscribe if you're new, so that way you can keep up to date with notifications and when new videos come out. I want to know your guys' thoughts, how you feel about his, what he put out to us, this information. Do you think that he was offered $2 billion? Do you think that he has this secret ghost squad or whatever you want to call it, protection by the government? Do you think that to me that this doesn't make any sense to me, that this guy all of a sudden leaves becoming an ER doctor to go and work as a guy that's putting out information about black budget programs and extraterrestrials and reverse engineering, and 3 members of his team just magically die, but then he's just granted this secret protection and all this other crap. It doesn't make any sense to me. But I appreciate you guys for watching. I'm gonna continue to put out more videos for you. I'll gradually keep putting out this Dr. Stephen Greer stuff, but I want to bring other stuff where it seems like the witnesses or the people that are actually talking about this UFOs and extraterrestrials kind of seem more meaningful. Because right now, to me, I'm just getting this type of vibe from Dr. Stephen Greer that he's full of crap. But I could be wrong. Leave a comment down below. Let me know your thoughts. And I appreciate you guys. Peace.